Look at this now, watch.
Almost stinky hands. Oh,
Wait.
there it was. I'm picking that up.
That's his comfrey tub. It's all being sucked out now, going straight in. See if you're getting dirty hands, smelly hands.
Wonderful.
But that's ideal. That's ideal for anything you want to pump through, isn't it? That little pump. Drill activated.
There's water about with it. Portable. You're on your own.
Yeah.
No electric. This is real.
Spot on, man.
Do your toilet now. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, lads. Now, there's another thing Mick's got, a new installation in here. We're all red hot in here now because of that. Fully off grid. Been storing loads of wood, Mick, and we've been storing it in here in his shed for the winter of discontent. But yeah, you used to have the barbecue in here, didn't you, mate? The price of gas has gone up massively, as everybody knows. So
Yeah.
now it's for free. That costs about £100 from B&Q online, isn't it?
Yeah. Lovely and warm. Lovely and warm.
And it was easy to install and everything, wasn't it? So the flue goes up and it goes out. It goes out about a couple of metres above. Sorry for spinning you around, guys, but there you go. It goes out the top of the flue. There's a flue cap on it. Don't put your hands on that though, because it's red hot. But he's looking into actually trying to see if we can get a bend. He can get a bend for it, so it goes across the top here. But yeah. Oh, that's one of them pumps he's just been using. Cheers, man. Yeah, drill operated. Spot on, pal. That's nice. That's like a bush television, isn't it? Brilliant. Yeah, that was magical Mick Derbyshire there from old Mac Derby's farm. A fellow Edenite and my next door neighbour. The link to his channel will be in the description below, and that's easy for me to say. Well, let's look at these spaghetti squash. Right, so we're getting the intense spread now. It is the season of the mildew. So these spaghetti squashes you can see underneath here are going to be taken out today. I'm going to be taking them up because they're ready. When they're yellow like that and you can't dig your nail into them, the skin is very hard, then they're ready. They're ready for picking. And there'll be a few in. But all this mildew's no good, so I'm going to get it all out today. I'm going to get it all cleared out and we'll see what we've got. Okay, so I've just pulled off a good 10 there of the spaghetti squash, a couple of buckets full. They'll need to be hardened off, some of these. You've got the yellow striations in there, so there's some yellow within the green, and as long as you've got that, they're ready. They're ready for harvesting, but they do need to be hardened off and yellowed off more, most of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rack them up inside Tiki Tunnel number 1, the big Tiki Tunnel, on the racks that we've got in there, the same way that you do with onions or garlic and what have you, and it'll harden the skins off. If you look at these, if I put my nail down it, you see the nail mark. You might not be able to make it out, but there's a nail mark there. You don't want that. You want it so as it's not actually making a mark when you scrape your nail across it, back of your nail across it. That's probably not too bad, that one, to be fair. But the greener ones, they'll need to have their skins hardened off, and they'll yellow up as well inside that polytunnel. Probably need a couple of weeks inside there. Out of the rain, lifted off so the slugs don't get them, and onto the racks. So let's have a look at the racks. Okay. So these are our hardening racks inside Tiki Tunnel 1. Our fabulous trampoline framed construction. Made out of 2 old trampoline frames, the circles of the trampolines. You can see there. That's what we made these out of. Recycled trampolines. I heartily recommend it. check the back catalogues there for the playlists, and you can see how we did these. But yeah, so the squash is going to go on these racks, and it's going to be hardened off over the next couple of weeks. When I come up, I'll be turning them so that they get a good bit of direct sunlight all over the next couple of weeks, and then they should be fine for storage, fine for eating. Okay, so as you can see there, I've placed these on the rack facing up towards the sky, using the palest side first, because that'll help that side to catch up with the reverse side. The reverse side, as you can see, is quite a lot yellower. It's like a trampoline for them now. They're bouncing about. But yeah, so the pale side will catch up then over the next week with the reverse side, and we'll start to get them as we want them, so they're all that yellow colour. But yeah, they need a bit of time yet to ripen off and to harden off. As you can see, when I've cut them, you leave a bit of the stem. Don't cut them right near the squash. You come away a couple of inches to, so you've got something to dry off. These will start to dry off and shrink and go brown as they harden off, and then they're ready then for storage, for long-term storage. So yeah, in about a week's time there'll be a couple of these that'll be ready for us to roast up or whatever, make soups with. But there are other videos online that show you how to do that, how to actually utilise these squashes. But I'm going to do a video on it myself and have a go at, I think I'll do a soup and I'll do a roasted one. But yeah, well, it's called spaghetti squash because when you're scraping it out, it turns into, it looks like spaghetti. But obviously it's got all that veggie nutrition in it, so you can fool the kids. And it makes good soup as well. I like my soup. But yeah, there you go. Spaghetti squash. There are still a couple on. A couple of the smaller ones on. But they're a little bit pale. I've got to get them out really because of this powdery mildew issue that we've got. Happens every time. You can't stop it really. The powdery mildew. I wonder if they'll be alright actually. They've got a bit of yellow in them. I might take them too. But then all the rest of it, as you can see on these, this is a male flower. Doesn't have any bulb behind the actual petal part of the flower. And these are female ones. Let's see if we can find a female one. A female flower. Yeah, there's a female. Oh. And that's got that bulbous bit behind the petal. So the bumblebees and what have you, the pollinators, will go onto the male flower, then they'll go into the female flower, and then that will turn into, hopefully, one of those, an actual squash. But yeah, I'm going to get all this out, I think, now. It's too late in the season for September. We're going to be going into the cooler months. We're going to be getting a lot more rain. We're going to be getting cooler temperatures. So these, potentially, I don't think, actually, they're going to become harvestable squashes. Certainly not these ones with the petals on. It's too late in the season. Okay, so I'm going to get those out. I'll probably be taking those two at the top there, those last two at the top. They've got a chance. We'll see how they do. But the rest of it's going to be coming out. So I'm in the lady farmer's greenhouse and our grapes are ready to be taken. So let's harvest them. Okay, as you can see, we've not got a bad crop of grapes this year. Quite a few on. I never thinned them, which I should have done. And when you don't thin them, you get some of them bursting and they dry back because we've had such good weather conditions sun-wise. They've dried back and they've not rotted and affected the other grapes around them, which is good. But it's more through luck than judgment there. But as you can see, we've got quite a crop of grapes on. So I'm going to be harvesting these now. My glasses are falling off my head then. I'm going to be harvesting these now and we'll load them all up into that tray. If I had the winemaking equipment, I'd probably do wine with these. I'm not sure which type of grape they are though, because this was already in 2 years ago when we actually took over this side of the plot, and so yeah, it's a bit hit and miss really, because I don't know the particular variety. Definitely a white grape, but as for variety, I don't know. Let's get them harvested. There we are. Not done too bad for grapes this year, and they're really tasty. These really sort of like a good mixture of sweet and tangy. They're lovely. Got pips in them though, but they're nice, really nice. Hello, back again. Close to the end of September. Well, it's not the end of September. Close to the end of the tomato season anyway. We've only got a few left. I've just picked some off now. We've got 3 different varieties to show you. I've got a black cherry. I've got an Italian pear. I think it's an Italian pear. And there's the 2 last of the... There actually are about 6 or 7 more on the Alicante, but I've just took 2 that were more or less ripe. Yeah, and there they are. Those are the black cherry. Those are the Alicante, and those are the pear-shaped ones. Now, what I might do with these is I might make a sauce with them, like a ragu-style sauce with a bit of garlic in it as well. Maybe even mushroom. Yeah, like a pasta sauce. I think we'll do that with those. Enough to get a jar out of them, I think. Because we've been taking about 3 to 4 pounds of tomatoes home each time I've been up. So we've been probably getting about I'd say at least 7 pounds of tomatoes for the last 6 weeks, which is not bad at all, is it? We've not got any of the... we only did 5 plants. We've not got any of the Sun Gold left. I've just eaten the last 3 that I found. They've all started splitting because of the rain that we've had. And they're in the ground, those tomatoes. They're inside the greenhouse, but they're inside the beds, the ground, and the beds are in the ground, if you like. So the moisture's been getting in, and we've had a bit of an issue with splitting and stuff. And some of them have had fungus on. I'll show you the ones I've pulled out. I've pulled a lot, because I've not been down as much this year. They grew a bit wild. And that's all the like overgrowth, if you like. When you get the suckers coming off the sides, that was all the overgrowth that we had in there. It was like a bloody jungle when I went in. As you can see, there's still tomatoes on there, so I've cleared away a lot of the foliage. But what we were finding is with the splitting, you get that sort of a fungus growing on it. You see it, that fungus. So obviously I've been dead judicious with the ones that I've actually harvested, and the rest of it's going to be skipped off, composted off. That's been growing outside this. It was a volunteer. It volunteered itself to grow inside that bucket there, and it's been growing outside. But I don't know whether we'll get any crop off it. But I couldn't for heart really kill it off and take it out. I thought I'll just leave it and see what it does. Let it live its life. But yeah, a lot of clearing out to do really in there. I'm going to let them carry on. The ones that are left. There's some more Italian pear at the back there. I think they're an Italian pear. I'm not 100% sure because we were given them. Mick gave us them. These ones, and I didn't have a label for it. That was where the cherry tomatoes were, the black cherry. And these are a Alicante or something like that. Come on, Tony, get with the programme. There's a label there, mate. Come on. Beefsteak, these. Beefsteak. All right. That's what they were. That's what Mick's told me they were anyway, beefsteak, but they've not grown to beefsteak size. I've been neglectful, me, this year, I really have. These were the Sun Gold. Oh, there's one that's missed the program there, look. Has that got a split in it, or is it alright? I've just split it now, I think, there. No, it's alright. It's edible. A couple of little tiny ones at the back there. But yeah, they've come to the end of it. Even though they're still flowering, you're not going to get any crop off these now. Too late in the season for England. Northern England. The frozen wastes. So we're not going to get anything off them. They'll probably be coming out. I'm going to leave these in, see how they do. I'll leave these in another week. If they get into this stage, I might just cut them off and let them ripen up at home on the windowsill or something. But it don't have to need a right good clearing out in here, look. All the stinging nettles and whatever coming up. Make some stinging nettle tea with that. Try not to waste what nature provides. If you look at that there, that's a volunteer from last year. That's a volunteer tomato plant that's come up on this side. It's not done anything, as you can see, like, but yeah, interesting. Nature always finds a way, you know. She's clever, Mother Nature. Always finds a way. Like these in here. I cleared these out, these horses' tails, last week. I've been doing that every week, and they're coming up. I think they like vinegar. I put loads of vinegar, and I put vinegar, I put salt, I put all sorts down there. I think they thrive on it. Shall we see if we've got any main croppers? Maris Piper potatoes are in this bed. The last of them up at the top, along with copious weeds. Let's find my fork, see what we've got. I was watching old MacDarby's farm the other day, and Mick was severely displeased about somebody stacking all of these against his fence line. And this is Mick's here, old MacDarby's farm. And we've done a bit of digging about, we know the score with it. There's loads of them. Now, I'm going to start moving these from here and getting them onto the plot. I need about 20. So I'm going to take about 20 and get them onto my plot. Just struggling for a bit of space to store them, but there will be, over the winter season, the off season for us growers, there will be a lot of flagging going on down on the Little Farmer's Farm, on the pathways and such. And so I need them. I have got some flags anyway, but I'm going to take these, as many as I can be bothered taking, to be honest, just to get that weight from off Mick's fence. So yeah, let's crack on. I did not want to do that. There's a slope going up here. What I should have done is pushed this up. The tyres are flat though, but I should have pushed it up before I decided to put it down, because obviously the slope's went and the flag's gone smash. Schoolboy error that, boys and girls. Anyway, let's try and get some in. There we are. Just been shifting them. It took us about an hour, mind you. They're heavy, them. It's metric scale though. 600 by 600 by, I'm not sure how deep they are then. It's the metric version of 2 inches, I'm guessing. So it's probably going to be about, what, 25, is it? Something like that. No? 40 milli? Something like that deep. There's 14 of those there, which should do 2 paths, 2 full paths. The width of the plot. And I have got other flags that I can use as well, but I'm not going to be doing it on this side. I want to maintain this wood chip on this side, but this side's going to be reconfigured so I can get the flags down, and they're going to be widened, these pathways, to that 600 milli, 600 millimeters of width. So yeah, they are going to be widened, these. And what I'm thinking of doing is moving this up, working it out. I'm going to do 2 paths here, 600, 600, and that'll move that up there, because it's sort of dead space there in front of the greenhouse. So they'll probably get moved up about a foot, and then, you know, we'll utilise it as much space as we can. So I might get another path down there, I'm not sure. I've got all them there as well, you see, so I've got all these flags here. When I say flags, we call them flags. Paving stones, there. Flags for short. So I've got these, and I've got this bit to do up here as well. So that's all going to be paved as well, this section. I was toying with the idea of doing that back part as well, because that's a pain to sort of weed and maintain. As you can see, we've chopped all the hedgerows. But that's a pain to weed and maintain that. But yeah, I don't want to utilise too much in the way of flags, because you're not utilising your land then for the growing. But on the pathways, yeah, ideal. You just have to worry then more about the beds, if you like, because if you get a good tight flag, a good tight pave, which this isn't, but if you did get a good tight pave, you'd obviously be able to keep the weeds down a lot better. You're just weeding between the cracks then. Anyway, that's the plan. And I think that's all for today. I've been down for 3 hours this morning. It's coming up for lunchtime, so I'm going to go and get my lunch. The sun's behind me, which is never good, is it? But I'll just show Mick actually that we have cleared a few that were leaning on his fence, a few of the flags. So altogether with my 14, and there were 6 of these pavers that were moved as well by another one of the plot owners. Shifted quite a few of them. Alright mate. And that's what's left. Spuds! That's what I was doing, weren't it? The spuds. I've got sidelined there, boys and girls. Right, 1, 2, there's 2 rows, 3. So there's 6 potatoes there underneath all that weed. Let's see what we've got. Where's me fork? Right, I've just cleared some of the top growth off, the weeds off. And we'll start digging into the... Oh, here we are. Here we go. Start digging into these now, see what we've got. Looking a bit scabby, but they can always be peeled. These are for chips, these ones. Malice Piper. I love subterranean weed as well. We'll see how we get on. I'll carry on digging down there and see what we get out of this. This is one station, so 1 seed potato in. See how many we get out. So that's from 4 plants now. Last year we were getting that from about 2 or 3. But the chippers, and they're very scabby this year as well. That's a problem with the soil. You alright? So that's something with the soil, that. I shall have to do some research. If you guys know what causes the scab, let us know, because last year the Maris Piper didn't get any scab, and this year we've got quite a lot. It'll peel off, but yeah, don't want the canker, do we? Right, about 13-14 pound weight there, something like that, in that bucket. Well, that was from 4 plants. Like I said, last year, and especially the year before was a bumper harvest. But we had the right weather conditions, and I'd prepared the soil. They've been growing in there. That bed's been on the go. This bed has been on the go now as a dedicated potato bed for the last 3 years. And the first year we got good results. Second year, not quite as good. This third year we're getting the scab on the spuds. So it might be next year I won't be growing any spuds in there. Although it is a good potato bed. It's a good depth for spuds. But I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it fallow. You're supposed to rotate your beds as we all know. I'm not as fastidious about that. But I think next year that's just going to be used for other crops. I'm probably going to be doing, what shall I do in there? I'll have a look actually, because I need to make a plan for what I'm going to be growing for next year, and then we can prepare the beds accordingly for that. But anyway, we've had a bit of an harvest. We've got plenty of flags today. I've not done any weeding today, which is always a bonus, but I will need to do some weeding, boys and girls, over the weekend. I'm going to nip down. It's 12 o'clock now anyway. So I'm going to get off and get some lunch and spend some time with the family for a change. And I'll catch you next time, alright? Take care of yourselves and each other. Keep growing with your heads down. And remember, if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. I've been Guru Murphinda. You've been fantastic, fragrant and beautiful if you're a lady. You've been forthright, virile and masculine if you're a gentleman. And if you've been something in between, you've been something in between, haven't you? And we love you all. Alright, ta-ta, bye. Take care. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out, and if you're not already a subscriber, please comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss another exciting episode with me, Guru Murphinda, down here in the Eden plots on the Little Farmer's Farm. Take care now. Bye bye, boys and girls. Ta-da.